Good morning, America. Morning.
When you talk about Sophie Cunningham, you're not talking about a quiet player. You're talking about someone who says exactly what's on her mind, no matter who's listening.
Everyone's fed up with how the league is treating us. And if you hear how our CBA negotiations are going, it shows you how disrespectful and they should feel ashamed of themselves for what they're giving back to us.
That's why she's been at the center of more viral moments than almost anyone in the WNBA. It all started with a TikTok. She lip-synced to the line, "Stupid," or "Is it slow? Maybe it's useless," and tagged the referees. It looked harmless, but the league fined her $500 for public criticism of officials. Instead of apologizing, she joked back online, "I got fined $500 for this TikTok. Like, okay, thumbs up medium light skin on you got it, bud." Because there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. That one post turned her into the face of WNBA rebellion overnight. Not long after, she used her new podcast, Show Me Something, to keep talking. She said, "If I was a ref, I know I'd mess up too. But when it's a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?" The league hit her again, this time for $1,500. Sophie laughed about it and said it just proved her point. She wasn't scared of getting fined. She wanted people to start paying attention.
Well, the WNBA fined me for
No! You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. I was like, you're kidding.
Then came the firestorm that changed everything. On her show, she defended Caitlin Clark after Kelsey Plum and others questioned her role as the league's face. Sophie didn't hold back. She said, "It literally pisses me off when people say she's not the face of the league."
When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as shit.
She went further, revealing that when she played in Phoenix, some players actually talked about teaching Caitlin a lesson and showing her what the W really is. That's when everyone realized the tension in the league wasn't just fan talk, it was real. Her defense of Caitlin came right after Kelsey Plum's comment about Team Clark not showing up fully for a players-only meeting at All-Star Weekend. Sophie stepped in fast, saying people needed to stop twisting things and respect what Clark was doing for women's basketball.
Kelsey Plum with the chirp?
Why?
I don't know, dude.
Why?
Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
I hate that because this is what we've always wanted as a league. So who cares who gets the credit? And if you're smart, you're making money off of them.
Yeah.
You are literally making money from the viewership.
It was another example of her stepping into controversy, not to start drama, but because she refuses to let the noise go unanswered. A few weeks later, Sophie showed up on Good Morning America. She wasn't there to stir trouble this time. It was a lighthearted appearance, but still went viral. She joked, "Good morning, America." Nothing like eating steak nuggets at 7 a.m.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Good morning, America. Morning.
We're all getting hyped for Monday Night Football and tonight's matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders. This segment is sponsored by Arby's, and we're here with Sophie Cunningham, WNBA star and Arby's spokesperson. We're so happy you're here. We know your basketball season just wrapped, but you're also a huge football fan.
I am.
You even played in high school for a game. So what's your thought on tonight's matchup?
I'm, a Chiefs fan through and through, born and raised in Missouri, and so when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on your team, I'm always going to bet on them.
Okay, all right. And we've seen a photo of you in that Arby's shirt. It kicked off kind of a revolution, and people online kind of taking over. So tell us about that viral trend.
Yeah, I've had a great partnership with Arby's. I'm a genuine fan. I love the roast beef sandwiches and the curly fries, and I did a little TikTok and they noticed, and then they gave me one of these shirts, and it kind of blew up, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to, but it has been an absolute hit, and so it's just been a fun little thing for a Tunnel Fit.
And now I know you're working on a lot of other things, so tell us what's up next.
Arby's is a title sponsor. I have a podcast called Show Me Something. I also hold a classic back in Columbia, Missouri for high school girls basketball, and it has been so much fun, and so they're also a sponsor of that now.
So we know your take on tonight's game. I know you'll be watching, but what will you be snacking on?
Well, let me tell you, they have some steak nuggets, and I promise you that these things are absolutely phenomenal. They look like they wouldn't be so juicy, but I'm telling you, you're going to love them.
Okay, as you take a bite, I want to tell everybody that you can take a bite too, and you're going to love it, just like Sophie said.
Normally, I don't use this. I kind of just go in.
Rip it out. Oh, you did the big bite.
I did. It's so good. So good.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Sophie. We can't wait to hear the podcast and more.
Fans loved it because it was so her, funny, confident, unfiltered. It showed the other side of Sophie, the entertainer who could easily have a media career once her playing days are done. But the good vibes didn't last long. During an interview about league expansion, she commented, "I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cleveland." That sentence set off another storm.
I do think that Miami would have been a great one. Like, everyone loves Florida. Nashville is an amazing city. Kansas City, amazing opportunity. There's a huge arena downtown that no one chooses. So I just think that it's kind of a hard decision-making team or situation. But man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
Fans from those cities called her disrespectful. Sophie later explained she wasn't knocking the fans. She was talking about off-court lifestyle, but by then the internet had already clipped it, shared it, and labeled it disrespect. It was another example of how fast her words spread. Then came her take on how superstars get officiated. After a matchup involving Paige Buchers, Sophie said, "I love Paige to death, but those refs were giving her every frickin' whistle. You couldn't touch her."
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. Couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me.
The league fined her again. At this point, people joked she should get a frequent finer discount. Sophie laughed and said, 3 for 3. Underneath all the jokes, you could see a clear theme. Sophie's frustration with what she saw as double standards. She said what many players quietly believe, that the league treats outspoken women differently. When NBA stars yell about bad calls, they're called passionate. When WNBA players do it, they're called unprofessional. She was done pretending that was okay. She even called out WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert after Engelbert downplayed Caitlin Clark's impact. Sophie said, "Be a great leader," and she's not.
Great leaders want to see other people be more successful than them. They want to make sure that they're cared for. There can be a very, and I get it, she's the business side of it. I get it, but you can be respectful and treat your product, the product of why people are paying attention, why people are buying certain jerseys. Treat your product with respect. Be a great leader. She's not. She's not in any sense. And it's just, the disrespect is just crazy to me. But honestly, I think this is just such a pivotal point in the WNBA, because there are so many eyes on us. There's so many new fans. There's millions of millions, I should say, new fans. And at the end of the day, she's worried about her. In all of her statements, it's all well, I got us here and I should. And Kathy, no one cares. Literally, no one cares. How you're sitting right there, that's how we feel every time she speaks. Every time she speaks, us as players, that's how we feel.
The disrespect is crazy to me. That was rare. You almost never hear an active player criticize the commissioner by name. But Sophie didn't care. To her, being honest mattered more than staying on the league's good side. Things heated up again when she commented about Angel Reese. Sophie said, "You've got to protect your locker room. You can't be saying everything you're feeling publicly. If anyone does that, you should get fined." People immediately thought she was calling out Angel, who had been vocal about her own treatment. Some fans saw it as shade. Others thought it was a fair point about keeping team matters private. Either way, it kept her in the headlines.
I get it. When you're losing and it's been a frustrating season, everyone is feeling those emotions. And when I say everyone, it's not just her. I'm sure her teammates feel it, her coaches feel it, the organization, the fans, literally everyone feels that. And there's some things that there's just some things that you just can't say And I think one of my biggest things is I'm a very team first person. Like I always put the team before my feelings. And I think that should be a standard. And so you got to protect your locker room. And so you just can't be saying everything you're feeling, because that just is not a good look. And then your teammates feel a certain way, and that causes division in the locker room. So it's just protect your locker room at all costs. And I'm sure she regrets saying that. Don't get me wrong. But man, there's just some things that everyone probably knows, but you just can't say. You got to let the front office. You can have those conversations behind closed doors, but to say it in media, is kind of.
At this point, Sophie wasn't just an athlete. She was a voice, a controversial one, but a real one. She didn't talk in polished sound bites. She talked like a person. You could agree or disagree, but you couldn't ignore her. Every interview, every podcast, every post felt unpredictable. And that unpredictability made her magnetic. What makes her so interesting is that she's walking a fine line between passion and provocation.
Correct. I remember that.
They didn't. And so I was like, all right.
She got full body chested.
By 3 people.
Yeah.
Like 2 people, they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I know that for sure. I'm a little sassy, but like, so are they.
Your leash is shorter though.
Literally. I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a hand on it. Anyway, so there was like 45 seconds left. The girl stole the ball, and I was running back, and I was like, we're up. I don't need to foul. And I was like, just let her go. And I was like, all right, like, who cares? Last second, intrusive thoughts. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And at first, I just tried to like hold her and like put her, like grab her. Just let me explain.
Sorry.
I know what it looked like. I got her, but at the very end, and I'm not saying this is what caused it, but she dipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Like but she did dip. And then right when I saw, I was like, oh shit, like my bad. Not really my bad. And then they both came at me. I was like, fuck it, come.
That was real. You had her like.
I didn't even have her by the hair. Because I feel like girls are kind of like.
It's always hair.
It's always hair. I'm like, yeah. My mom, Paula, she's always like, if you're going to do something, don't be catty. Don't go the hair. Like, you better. If you're going to do it, do it.
She's saying it's like cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I grabbed her by the neck, but I was calm.
Some of her comments come from frustration with how women's sports are covered. Some come from wanting accountability in a league that's still finding its identity. And sometimes she just says what everyone else is thinking, but with more edge.
And I'm going to be good today. I am, because I'm just tired of our league. They need to step up and be better. Our leadership from top to bottom needs to be held accountable. I think that there are a lot of people in the position of powers in the WNBA who they might be really great business people, but they don't know shit about basketball, and that's got to change. I said I was going to be good, and I just messed up. But I do. I think everyone's frustrated when NBA players from that side of things are reaching out to us, just like in awe of how terrible it is. Like, that's saying something. That is absolutely saying something when your counterpart is feeling bad for us because of how we're getting treated. I mean, come on. And that's from leadership. That's from. I'll just leave it there. From our leadership, it's just bad. When fans and players, especially players, when we're competing at the highest level and it's like a battlefield out there, when we're agreeing on the court because of how awful the officials are, like that's saying something. Like, listen to us. We're not going to come for your heads, but I think there is room for improvement to change the criteria when the whole league is asking for it. But when the leadership isn't doing anything about it, why? And so I think there's just frustration. The game's not fun to watch because everyone's just trying to kill each other, because that's how you're going to survive. Or otherwise, you get injured. I don't know. It just sucks. Our game is changing, and yeah, we want it to be physical, but at the same time, like, you still want to watch good basketball. And when they can't get that under control, it's not fun.
Her Good Morning America moment showed how charismatic she can be. Her defense of Caitlin Clark showed loyalty. Her word about refs and fines showed defiance. Her warning about locker room privacy showed she values discipline even when she's the one being wild. It's a complicated mix, but it's also what makes her human. In a league that's growing fast, the WNBA needs personalities like hers. The story isn't just about who scores the most. It's about who speaks up, who challenges systems, who keeps the league in the conversation even in the off-season. Sophie does that without even trying. She's taken fines. She's faced backlash. She's been misunderstood, but she keeps showing up. Every headline just makes her voice louder. Every controversy reminds people that women's basketball has real personalities, real opinions, and real emotion. Sophie Cunningham may not be the league's most polished star, but she might be its most authentic. And maybe that's why she connects with people. She doesn't pretend to be perfect. She's emotional, fiery, sometimes messy, but she's real. So whether you love her or can't stand her, you can't deny it. Sophie Cunningham always says it like it is. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment about which moment you thought went too far, and hype this video up by subscribing. Your support keeps the channel growing and brings more stories like this to life. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.